Hi, so now we'll continue with our demo class part 2. Okay, kinematics. So now we'll talk about speed. Before that, we were talking about distance and displacement. We gave them a lot of huge time because those things were those concepts were had to come afterwards, so they needed more attention. Okay, so now the remaining concepts, they'll be easier to understand in the light of those concepts. Okay, so that builds up. Now we'll be starting speed. So speed is the distance traveled. Write it down. Speed is the distance traveled per unit time. Distance traveled per unit time. Okay, so this is the definition. Now we come to the mathematical formula. So speed we denote by v. Also the v is also denoted by velocity. We'll see later. So the distance over time. So now this distance in the speed is the distance we were talking about before, the scalar one. This is a scalar quantity. So because the distance is a scalar quantity, time also is a scalar quantity. The quantity known as speed is also a scalar quantity. Okay, so first we made it clear whether this was scalar or vector, because distance is used in the speed formula. Speed is also a scalar quantity. Now what do we mean by speed? Distance traveled. Let's say a car travels from point A to point B, from point A to point B in 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds, and distance between they're given us, that's 2 meters. Okay, so now we have covered a distance of 2 meters in 5 seconds. So we'll just divide 2 by 5, hence we'll get the answer 0.4 meters per second. This is the unit of speed, meters per second. That's both SI unit. SI unit. Okay, the system international units we studied in the first chapter, the physical quantities. Okay, so now we can say that in 1 second the car has traveled 0.4 meters, and hence in 5 seconds it has traveled 2 meters. That's our basic concept of speed. In how much time, in a specific amount of time, a specific period, any period, 2, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, how much the distance the object travels, and then we generalize that to per second. That's how much distance the object covers in 1 second. Okay, at this speed, this is the speed that the speedometer of a car shows. When you read the speedometer reading of a car, whether it says 30 km per mile or 50 km per mile, that shows you the speed, the instantaneous speed. It's also known as instantaneous speed, the speed at that instantaneous speed. So why do we specify as instantaneous speed? Because we have another kind of speed that's known as the average speed. Okay, this was the speed at any particular instant. A car is the best example. When you ride on the car, it goes from, let's say at rest it was 0, then 10, 15, you put on the race pedal and it goes on. That's showing the current speed, the instantaneous speed at that instant. Okay, so we have another speed that's called average speed. What's different about average speed? Let's see. First we will write the formula of the average speed. Okay, so note down the definition. It is a total distance traveled